What if I told you that for just 1 second, everything stopped? Not just your clock, not just your phone, but time itself, the entire universe frozen in place. No movement, no sound, no light, just complete stillness. Sounds insane, right? But here's the real question. What would actually happen if time stopped for just 1 second? Would you feel it? Would the world change? Or would we never even know? Stick around, because what you're about to hear will make you question everything you thought you knew about reality. Are you ready to dive into the impossible? Let's find out. The nature of time and perception. Imagine if time suddenly stopped, just for a single second. Sounds harmless, right? But hold on, because time isn't just a ticking clock. It's the very thing that keeps reality in motion. From the way we breathe to the way light travels, everything is governed by time. But what if, for a brief moment, time completely froze? Would we even notice it? Well, here's the crazy part. You wouldn't. Your brain, like everything else, relies on time to function. Every thought, every memory, every movement you make depends on time moving forward. If time paused, so would your neurons. Your brain wouldn't even get the chance to register that something strange had happened. Imagine blinking, but in that brief moment everything, your heartbeat, your thoughts, even the air around you, completely stopped. And yet, when time resumed, you'd continue as if nothing had happened. Think about it like a video game freezing for a second due to lag. The game doesn't realize it's frozen, it just picks up where it left off. The same would happen to you. But here's a fun twist. If time stopped, would light stop too? That means, even if your eyes were open, you wouldn't see anything. The entire world would be trapped in absolute darkness for that one frozen second. And if we go deeper, this raises an even wilder question. If time stopped, but you somehow remained aware, would you feel like you were stuck in eternity? 1 second might stretch into an infinite abyss. Spooky, right? Luckily, your brain won't let you experience that. So, in reality, the biggest mystery of all is, did time ever stop before, and if it did, how would we even know? Physical implications of a time freeze. Let's say, time halts. You're in the middle of drinking coffee and suddenly, BAM! Time stops. The coffee mid-air freezes, the steam rising from the cup, suspended like an invisible sculpture. But the real question is, what happens on a deeper level? First off, all movement in the universe would come to a standstill. Atoms would stop vibrating, which means heat would cease to exist. Every object from your body to the sun would instantly drop to absolute zero. But here's the twist, you wouldn't feel cold. Why? Because you wouldn't even be able to process the change. Your nerves wouldn't work, your brain wouldn't function, and even your very thoughts would be put on hold. Then, there's light. Light moves at 299,792,458 meters per second. But if time stopped, light wouldn't move at all. That means the entire universe would be trapped in absolute darkness. Even if the sun was shining, its rays wouldn't reach your eyes until time resumed. Imagine someone flipping a switch and shutting off all light instantly. Except in this case, it's not just the lights in your room, it's every photon in existence. And here's where it gets weirder. What about air? Normally, air molecules zip around, allowing you to breathe. But if time froze, they'd stop moving too. That means for that 1 second, oxygen wouldn't reach your lungs, but don't panic. You wouldn't suffocate because, well, your lungs wouldn't be working either. Time would unfreeze, and you'd continue as if nothing happened. So, the next time you take a deep breath, look at the sky, or feel warmth on your skin, just remember, time is what makes it all possible. And if it ever stopped, even for just a second, the entire universe would hold its breath with you. Biological effects on living organisms. Let's talk about life itself. Your heart, your breath, your very existence. Everything in your body depends on time moving forward. But what happens if time stops for just 1 second? Would you feel it? Would it harm you? Here's the surprising answer: no, you wouldn't feel a thing. That's because the biological processes inside you are just as tied to time as everything else. Your heart beats, your blood flows, and your cells divide. All of these depend on time's steady movement. If time stops, so do you. It's like hitting the pause button on a movie. Nothing changes, but nothing moves either. Your body would be frozen in place, your brain would stop thinking, and even your sense of awareness would be suspended. And here's the freaky part. If everything about you stopped, you wouldn't even know time had paused in the first place. Your body wouldn't age, your cells wouldn't decay, and technically you wouldn't even be alive in that moment, but once time resumes, your body picks up right where it left off, as if nothing ever happened. But here's where things get really strange. Imagine you're blinking right when time stops. Your eyelids would freeze mid-motion, leaving your vision locked in place. If you were walking, your muscles would be frozen in action, defying physics for just a split second. And what about people in mid-sneeze? Would they be stuck with the world's longest ah-chew? The truth is, time's flow is what keeps all living things functioning. If time ever stopped, even briefly, life itself would hold its breath, waiting for the next second to arrive. And yet, because we experience time so seamlessly, we'll never know if it's already happened before. Technological and mechanical consequences. Now let's talk about the world around us. Machines, vehicles, the internet, and all the technology we rely on daily. If time stopped, would your phone glitch? Would planes fall from the sky? Would your favorite video game freeze mid-frame? The short answer, yes, but only for that brief second. Every piece of technology we use operates based on time. Clocks tick forward, computers process data, and electricity flows through circuits. All of it requires time to function, so if time stopped, everything electronic would pause too. Your phone screen would freeze mid-scroll, your Wi-Fi would halt, and even the electrical signals running through power lines would be suspended. Now, here's a mind-blowing thought. Cars, planes, and trains all rely on movement through time. If time stops, a speeding car wouldn't crash, because it wouldn't be moving at all in that moment. A plane in midair would hang in place, defying gravity for that 1 second. The entire world would be a frozen snapshot, paused in perfect stillness. And what about artificial intelligence? Could a supercomputer realize that time had paused? Not a chance. Just like our brains, AI needs time to process information. If time stops, it stops thinking too. It wouldn't detect the pause because, in its reality, there was no pause. The moment time resumes, it continues processing as if nothing happened. And here's where it gets even wilder. Would digital timekeeping devices skip a second, or would they stay perfectly accurate? Since they rely on electrical pulses that measure time, a 1-second stop might throw them off ever so slightly. But in a world where time is back on track, who would even notice? So the next time your computer lags or your phone screen freezes for a second, just ask yourself, what if time actually did stop for a second and we all just missed it? Psychological and philosophical considerations. Alright, let's get deep for a second. If time stops, do we stop existing? Think about it. Our entire experience of reality is tied to time. Every thought, memory, and feeling happens in a sequence. But what if time itself was put on pause? Would we even be aware of it? Here's the trippy part. You wouldn't even realize that time had stopped. Your consciousness, your awareness, your very sense of self would be frozen, just like everything else. It's like someone pressing pause on the universe. The second time resumes, everything picks up where it left off, and you have no clue anything ever happened. It's a bit unsettling, isn't it? Now let's push this even further. What if time has already stopped before? Maybe it pauses for a second every few thousand years and we just don't know it. Maybe right now, time has stopped, and you're frozen in place, unable to perceive the stillness. And the moment it resumes, well, you're right back to reading this sentence as if nothing happened. Then there's the ultimate question. If time stops, does reality still exist? Time and space are deeply connected, meaning if time ceases, does the universe even remain? It's a classic philosophical paradox. Does reality require time to exist, or could the universe just hang in place, waiting to move again? And if we go even crazier, what if time isn't real at all? What if time is just a human-made construct and the universe moves in ways we can't even comprehend? Maybe we're living in a cosmic illusion where time is just an illusion of motion. If that's the case, then stopping time wouldn't just freeze the world. It might break the very foundation of reality itself. 1 second. That's all it would take to change everything. Or maybe it already has. Theoretical physics perspectives. Now let's get scientific, because if anyone can explain what happens when time stops, it's physicists. But here's the kicker. According to physics, time stopping shouldn't even be possible. Time isn't just a background setting, it's woven into the very fabric of the universe, tied to space itself. Stopping time would mean disrupting space-time, which could have insane consequences. For starters, Einstein's theory of relativity tells us that time is relative. It speeds up or slows down depending on gravity and motion. But completely stopping time? That's next level. If time froze, space-time itself would be affected. Would the universe continue existing in a paused state? Would everything collapse into chaos? And let's talk about quantum mechanics, the science of the tiniest particles. On a quantum level, particles are always in motion, constantly shifting and vibrating. If time stopped, these particles would freeze in place. That means no atomic activity, no light movement, no energy transfers, literally nothing happening. It's a complete shutdown of the universe at its most fundamental level. But wait, it gets weirder. Some physicists argue that time is just an illusion. According to certain theories, time isn't something that moves. It's just a way we perceive changes in the universe. If that's true, then stopping time wouldn't actually do anything because there's nothing to stop in the first place. Mind blown yet? So let's sum this up. If time stops everything, energy, motion, thought, light ceases. But since time itself is part of space-time, freezing time might be impossible without breaking reality itself. And if it ever did happen, we wouldn't even know. So the real question is, what if time has already stopped, but we're just living in its resumed state? What if we're part of a cosmic play button being pressed over and over? Maybe time itself is the biggest mystery of all, and we're just along for the ride. And that, my friends, is the mind-bending reality of time. Did time ever stop before? Would we even know? The universe is full of mysteries, and this is just the beginning. If you love diving into mind-blowing theories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. What do you think would happen if time stopped? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is InnoVision Tech, and I'll see you in the next one. Have you ever felt like time is slipping through your fingers? Like no matter how fast you run, it's always ahead of you? But what if you could escape time itself? What if time isn't as unbreakable as we think? Science, philosophy, and even technology suggest that escaping time might actually be possible. But how? Could we slow it down, stop it, or even step outside of it completely? And if you could escape time, would you? Stick around because what you're about to hear might just change how you see time forever. Are you ready? The concept of escaping time. What if I told you that time isn't as rigid as you think? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything is repeating. The same sunrise, the same people walking past, the same conversations over and over again. You're trapped, not in a room, not on an island, but in time itself. Sounds like science fiction, right? But what if it's possible? What if, in some mysterious way, people have escaped time, without even realizing it? Some scientists suggest that time might not be as linear as we assume. Could we, one day, break free from its grasp? Think about this. Every single second, every decision you make, locks you deeper into the flow of time. But what if you could step out of it? What if time loops exist, not just in movies, but in reality? What if déjà vu, those strange moments where you feel like you've lived something before, are glimpses of an escape route hidden in plain sight? Now here's the real question. If time were a prison, what would be the key to escaping it? Some believe it's technology, others say it's the power of the human mind. Some even claim we've already done it without knowing. So let's dive in and find out, is it truly possible to escape time itself? Philosophical perspectives on time. Time controls everything, our past, our future, our memories. But here's the twist. What if time is just an illusion? Many great minds throughout history have questioned whether time is real or just a construct we created to make sense of the world. Ancient Stoic philosophers believed that we could transcend time, not physically but mentally. They argued that by focusing only on the present, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. Sounds easy, right? But if that were true, why do we constantly feel like we're running out of time? Some modern thinkers take it even further. Quantum mechanics suggests that all moments in time might exist simultaneously. Right now, your future self could already be making decisions that affect your past, an idea that completely breaks the way we understand cause and effect. But here's the real mind-bender. If time is just a perception, then changing how we perceive it might be the only way to escape it. Think of how time slows down when you're bored, but flies when you're having fun. What if we could master that control? What if time was never something to escape from, but something to manipulate instead? Time dilation and relativity. Ever heard of time slowing down? No, not just in moments of danger or boredom, but literally slowing down. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time isn't fixed. It bends, stretches, and distorts based on speed and gravity. In fact, astronauts living on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth. They've technically escaped a fraction of time, but could we take it further? Now let's get wild. Imagine you could travel close to the speed of light. Time for you would slow dramatically while the rest of the world keeps aging at normal speed. If you left Earth at near light speed and returned 50 years later, everyone here would have aged half a century. But you'd have barely aged at all. You'd be a traveler out of sync with time itself. But let's take it even further. What if time could freeze? If you could hit the exact speed of light, some scientists theorize that time for you would stop entirely. You'd exist in a frozen moment while the universe aged infinitely around you. You wouldn't just escape time, you'd be outside of it. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this isn't fiction, it's real physics. The question is, will we ever reach that speed? Right now we don't have the technology, but what if in the distant future escaping time isn't just theoretical but a choice? A way to step into the future and leave the present behind forever? Technological aspirations. What if you didn't need to outrun time because time could never touch you? That's what some scientists and tech visionaries are working toward. The ultimate escape from time, immortality. Think about it. Time's biggest power over us is decay. Our bodies wear out, cells weaken, and memories fade. But what if we could stop aging? What if instead of time controlling us, we controlled time, or at least, its effects? Some researchers believe we're on the verge of biological breakthroughs that could slow or even reverse aging. But let's take it even further. What if your mind, your consciousness, could be uploaded to a machine? If your thoughts, memories, and personality could be stored digitally, you wouldn't just live longer, you could potentially live forever. Would that count as escaping time? If your body is gone but your mind continues, are you still you? Then there's the idea of simulation theory. What if we're already inside a constructed reality, and time is just a programmed feature? Could advanced civilizations alter time like software, allowing people to pause, rewind, or fast-forward their existence? If that's possible, the real question isn't whether we can escape time, it's whether we already have and just don't know it yet. Time loops in media. Ever felt like you're living the same day over and over again? Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. It's like time has trapped you in an endless loop. But what if that were real? From Groundhog Day to Dark, movies and TV shows have obsessed over time loops. Characters getting stuck, reliving the same moment endlessly. Why do these stories fascinate us so much? Maybe because they tap into a deep fear. What if time isn't linear, but a trap? What if we aren't moving forward, but running on a loop, unable to escape? Think about déjà vu. You walk into a room and suddenly feel like you've been there before. Is it a glitch in time, a reset of the loop, or just your brain playing tricks? Some even believe that time loops might exist in reality, that a fraction of a second could repeat infinitely, trapping someone forever. Imagine realizing that your entire life has been a loop, playing over and over, and you're just now waking up to it. Chilling, right? Then there's the idea of alternate timelines. Maybe instead of one timeline, infinite versions of you exist, slightly different, living slightly different lives. Maybe when you feel off, you've unknowingly slipped into another timeline. Maybe escaping time isn't about stopping it, but shifting between realities where different choices were made. So the question remains, are these stories pure fiction, or are they warnings about a truth we haven't yet discovered? What if somewhere, somehow, someone has already broken free from time and we just don't know it yet? The inevitability of time. Here's the ultimate paradox. We spend our entire lives racing against time, but no matter what we do, it always wins. From the moment we are born, we are on a ticking clock. Every second that passes is a second we can never get back. We try to slow it, manipulate it, even escape it, but time is relentless, always pulling us forward, whether we are ready or not. But what if we've been thinking about it the wrong way? Instead of seeing time as an unstoppable force we must battle against, what if we could learn to master it? Imagine having the ability to control the speed of your experiences, slowing down the best moments of your life, speeding through the mundane, rewinding memories with perfect clarity. Sounds impossible? Maybe. But science has already proven that time isn't as fixed as we once believed. Even if true escape from time remains beyond our grasp, we already influence it in ways we don't fully understand. Think about how time stretches when you're waiting for something but flies when you're having fun. Think about how your brain filters reality, sometimes making a single second feel like an eternity, or an entire year feel like a blink. What if the key isn't to escape time but to change how we experience it? Then there's a deeper question. Do we even want to escape time? If you could exist outside of time, frozen in a moment where nothing changes, would that truly be freedom? Or would it be an entirely different kind of prison? Perhaps the beauty of time isn't in escaping it but in learning to appreciate its fleeting nature. After all, if time never moved forward, would anything truly matter? Maybe in the end, the only way to escape time is to stop fearing it, to stop treating it as an enemy, and instead embrace every moment as if it were infinite. Maybe we don't need to outrun time, we just need to use it wisely. Because at the end of the day, time isn't what traps us. It's what gives life meaning. Time, it's the one thing we can't outrun, or can we? From mind-bending theories to real scientific possibilities, the idea of escaping time is more than just science fiction. But what do you think? Is time an unbreakable force, or is there a way out? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more mind-expanding content. Until next time, stay curious. Imagine a planet so close to its star that its surface is a never-ending ocean of molten lava, constantly reshaped by volcanic eruptions. Now, what if I told you this planet is still growing, adding new layers of lava and rock every day? Crazy, right? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to stand on such a world where the ground beneath you is hotter than any volcano on Earth? What would it take for a planet like this to exist? Let's dive into the mysterious and fiery world of lava planets, planets that are constantly evolving under the most extreme conditions. Lava planets. Picture this, a world where the ground beneath your feet is a swirling, ever-moving sea of molten rock, where rivers of lava constantly erupt from the depths, and the air itself is thick with heat and toxic gases. Welcome to the realm of lava planets, a phenomenon that seems almost too extreme to imagine, but they're very real. These planets exist in the far reaches of space, orbiting stars so close that their surfaces have become scorched wastelands, boiling with molten rock. They are planets caught in an eternal dance with their suns, forever locked in a state of fiery chaos. A lava planet is not your typical Earth-like world. Instead of lush forests and oceans, these planets feature scorching temperatures that can melt metal, turning their surfaces into vast, hellish landscapes of lava oceans, jagged volcanic peaks, and endless ash storms. If Earth's surface were heated to temperatures beyond 1000 degrees Celsius, the result would look eerily similar to a lava planet, and that's exactly what scientists are discovering. Planets that are constantly on fire, unable to cool down because they're simply too close to their stars. The true beauty of lava planets lies in how extreme they are, pushing the limits of what we thought was possible for a planet. This fiery and constantly evolving nature makes them one of the most fascinating kinds of worlds we've found beyond our solar system. So what makes them so special, and how do they keep growing despite being covered in molten rock? Let's dive into one of the most exciting discoveries in exoplanet research, the lava planet. The formation and growth of lava planets. Lava planets don't just happen by accident. They're formed under intense conditions, often because of a combination of stellar proximity and tidal forces. These planets typically form when rocky worlds are placed in orbit so close to their stars that they're constantly bombarded by radiation and heat. The result? Their surfaces can't cool down, they remain molten, covered in vast oceans of lava. The heat from the star keeps the planet's surface in a state of constant volcanic activity, adding new material to the surface and reshaping it in real time. Over millions or even billions of years, this process causes lava planets to grow and evolve. Volcanic eruptions constantly push new layers of rock and lava to the surface, gradually expanding the planet. This constant reshaping means that lava planets are some of the most dynamic worlds in existence, constantly in flux and never quite the same from one moment to the next. The formation of lava planets is a result of their intense gravitational interaction with their stars. As these planets orbit close to their suns, they experience tidal locking, where one side is always facing the star while the other side remains in darkness. The star-facing side becomes unbearably hot, with temperatures soaring to thousands of degrees, while the dark side remains cooler but still inhospitable. These extreme conditions cause the planet's interior to become extremely volatile, leading to continuous volcanic eruptions. The molten rock created during these eruptions adds material to the planet's surface, allowing it to grow over time. Lava planets challenge our understanding of what makes a planet habitable or stable. Their extreme nature forces scientists to rethink the possibilities of life in other parts of the universe. These planets are not just fiery hellscapes. They are dynamic, growing worlds, evolving in real time under the forces of nature. As we continue to discover more lava planets, we learn not only about their incredible growth, but also about the diverse conditions that can exist in the universe. Koro T7b. Meet Koro 7b, one of the most remarkable lava planets discovered to date. Imagine a planet where the temperature is so intense that rock itself is in liquid form, flowing across the surface like molten rivers. This is the reality of Koro 7b, a distant exoplanet located about 490 light-years away in the constellation Monoceros. Discovered in 2009, Koro 7b is a true anomaly in the universe. Orbiting its star in just 20 hours, this planet is incredibly close to its sun, and its surface is a constant inferno, exposed to temperatures reaching up to 2,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt solid rock, and scientists believe that this planet is covered in oceans of lava, where volcanic eruptions happen continuously, creating a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. But here's the real kicker: Koro 7b is so close to its star that one side of the planet is always facing the sun, while the other side remains in perpetual darkness. This creates an extreme contrast between the two hemispheres. On the star-facing side, the heat is so intense that molten rock constantly churns on the surface, while the dark side remains cooler but still incredibly hot. The planet's extreme conditions make it a valuable subject for research into how planets form and how they interact with their stars. Koro 7b challenges our understanding of what a planet can be, giving us a glimpse into the more exotic worlds that exist out there in the universe. Its molten, constantly changing surface is a reminder that not all planets are as hospitable as Earth, and some worlds are truly wild. Kepler-10b. Now, let's talk about Kepler-10b, a rocky planet that's about 1.4 times the size of Earth. Imagine a world where you can't even step outside without being scorched by extreme heat. Located roughly 560 light-years away from Earth, Kepler-10b is one of the most intriguing exoplanets discovered by NASA's Kepler mission. This super-Earth orbits its star in just 0.84 days, which means a full year on Kepler-10b is less than a day on our planet. But here's the real mind-blowing part. Kepler-10b's proximity to its star means it's constantly bombarded by intense radiation, pushing its surface temperatures to a blistering 1,000 degrees Celsius to 1,500 degrees Celsius. That's more than enough to melt rock and keep the planet's surface covered in oceans of lava. You might be thinking, isn't this just a crazy, fiery ball of destruction? Well, yes, but that's exactly what makes it so fascinating to scientists. Kepler-10b's molten surface is believed to be the result of volcanic activity that keeps the lava constantly flowing, reshaping the planet in real time. In fact, it's likely that volcanic eruptions are happening continuously, adding new layers to the planet's surface and creating a volatile, dynamic environment. But it doesn't stop there. Researchers also believe that Kepler-10b could still be growing. As volcanic eruptions add new material to its surface, the planet may continue to expand, further increasing its size. Kepler-10b is a perfect example of a world that defies our traditional understanding of what makes a planet habitable or stable. It's a living, evolving mass of rock and molten lava, a true representation of the extreme environments that exist beyond our solar system. Could there be life on a planet like this? It's unlikely, but Kepler-10b serves as a powerful reminder of the endless possibilities that exist in the universe, even on planets that seem completely inhospitable. HD 63433d. Let's explore a fascinating planet known as HD 63433 days, discovered in early 2024. This exoplanet, which is roughly the size of Earth, orbits its star in a unique way. It's tidally locked. That means one side of the planet is always facing its sun, while the other side remains in eternal darkness. And guess what? The side facing the star? It's a blazing inferno, with surface temperatures soaring to a staggering 1,260 degrees Celsius. Scientists believe that the star-facing hemisphere of HD 63433 days is entirely covered in molten lava, creating a hellish landscape of fiery rivers and volcanic activity. But what makes HD 63433 days even more interesting is the contrast between the two sides of the planet. The dark side remains cooler, but it's still incredibly hot, with temperatures reaching around 300 degrees Celsius. The stark difference between the two hemispheres creates a dramatic visual, with one half of the planet looking like an eternal inferno, while the other half is more temperate, but still very much inhospitable. This kind of planet, known as a lava world, is part of a growing discovery of planets that exist in extreme conditions. The constant volcanic eruptions on the star-facing side of HD 63,433 days add new layers of lava and rock, making it a constantly changing world. What makes this planet particularly intriguing is how it challenges our ideas of what a planet can be. HD 63,433 days may never be able to support life as we know it, but it's a perfect example of how planets in extreme environments can still grow, evolve, and thrive in their own unique way. With its intense volcanic activity and dual temperature zones, HD 63,433 days offers a rare glimpse into the chaotic worlds that exist beyond our solar system, worlds that are constantly being reshaped by the forces of nature. TOI 6713.01. Imagine a planet that's a bigger, more intense version of Jupiter's moon Io. This is TOI 6713.01. It's a super-Earth exoplanet about 30% larger than Earth, orbiting its star in just 2.2 days. What makes TOI 6713.01 so extraordinary is that its proximity to its star subjects it to extreme heat, causing the surface to be covered in molten lava. If you've heard of Io, you're familiar with the idea of a volcanic lava-covered world. But TOI 6713.01 takes it to a whole new level. Think about this. While Io has constant volcanic eruptions, TOI 6713.01 has a surface completely reshaped by the relentless flow of lava, creating a dynamic, ever-changing landscape. The planet's proximity to its star causes such intense gravitational forces that it creates powerful tidal effects. These tidal forces, combined with the heat from the star, make the planet's surface a constantly active volcano spewing molten rock and reshaping the landscape at a mind-boggling pace. If you could somehow land on this planet, which, let's be honest, would be impossible without being fried alive, you'd be standing on a constantly shifting terrain of rock, magma, and erupting lava flows. It's a harsh, unforgiving world, but it's also a fantastic example of how exoplanets can develop in radically different ways from Earth. With its intense volcanic activity, TOI 6713.01 is a reminder of the kind of extreme environments that are out there in the cosmos. Even if life as we know it couldn't exist here, the planet's ever-changing surface offers a stunning look into the chaos and beauty of an alien world. Thanks for joining us on this fiery journey through the world of lava planets. It's truly mind-blowing to think about the extreme conditions that exist out there in the universe. What do you think? Could life ever exist on one of these molten worlds? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech for more mind-expanding content on the mysteries of space and technology. See you in the next one.